Hello there.
Hey everybody, it's Plasma1945, and I've got Cypher RS with me here. We're going to go for a Mig-29 flight here, two-ship. And Cypher, what do you think of the Mig-29? How does it compare to what you fly?
It's a hard jet to fly, but it's not hard at the same time. It's very easy if you put some practice in with it. It's very similar to the Su-27, the J-11. Very similar. The only thing you don't have is datalink, and obviously you have less hard points for missiles. Fuel efficiency is not the best with the Mig-29, but if you stay out of afterburner, it can travel quite a far distance. But yeah, but so far I'm loving the hell out of it. It's a wonderful jet to fly.
Absolutely. So we're on the runway here, just for everybody. We're rocking 273s, 277s, 2 ETs, and a fuel tank. And we're going in for a takeoff. We're trying not to get into afterburner. And we're watching that light at our left knee, the damper light, to make sure it's nice and steady, right, Cypher?
Yes, sir. That's the key to taking them off. Also, this is very, this jet is trim-oriented and not, it's hard to explain. You want to take off with your trim already preset to have some lift on your jet. It's like a 3 to 5 degree
back on the stick, right?
Yep. And it basically just takes itself off the runway. Once you get up to like 280 to 310-ish on the ground, you just give it like a little flick backwards and it just floats off the runway.
Now, interestingly enough, for the flanker, the Su-27, you trim the stick in the opposite direction upon takeoff. Correct. Otherwise your nose is going to start pulling up. So,
correct.
I think this goes back to the Russian design of a unstable airframe, where the center of mass and center of lift is offset to give it better performance, but that inherent instability. And instead of having advanced technology like microchips, they're like, okay, pilot, you go and stabilize your plane. We don't have microchip. We have pilot.
I wonder if it's like I wonder if this was hydraulically, you know what I mean? I wonder if it was cable driven or hydraulic. This had to be hydraulic. Mig-29s. They had to be. It's too much power.
They are hydraulically driven. I think the 29 has limited fly-by-wire, whereas the flanker properly introduced it. Okay, so we're ingressing here.
Yeah, this is times 4 speed, folks. Don't worry. It's not. We're not flying that poorly. Trust me. we're sped up a little bit.
Yeah, I fly poorly because I'm too busy clicking bra calls, but you're keeping with me just
at normal speed. It looks like we're probably keeping quite tight with each other, but sped up like this, it just makes it look really bad.
All right, so at this point we both dive because there is AIM-54 launches from a Tomcat. Blast along the valley. And then as soon as we hear the missiles have been evaded, we re-engage. I ditch my tank. I'm thinking we're going to go into close combat, so I preemptively ditch my tank, but you're sticking with it. I think you came back with it, right?
I did. I stayed with it until... Well, there was no point for me to ditch it. I didn't have to because you were controlling the bra calls and the bandits we were pursuing. And I actually wasn't using burner much if any. I don't even think I was using it at all during this entire ingress here.
And so here's an F-16. 77 hits the mountain. The ET does track that 16 and splashes him. But the Tomcat we lose. The Tomcat doubles out and heads to the east. And we lose him at this point. He's running low through the valleys.
Yeah, so here we reestablished our bearings. I remember you said, here you get your bra call for the pop-up that sounds like it's behind us.
24346, yep.
Yep, there it is. And we immediately snap into that direction. I take your 6, I peel off to the left, you start engaging.
And so for everybody, the TAC view is on Cypher. He's got the plane with the gray livery, and I'm the one with the gray and green. So I'm trying to follow up on this hostile. So I got a bra call here, 109 for 13. So that's kind of the direction I'm flying in. And then I drop him because I don't know what he's doing. And we're doing some more mountain flying here, trying to reestablish formation.
Yeah, there. I was pressing his last known position at that. That was the last known. Looked like it on datalink. I thought I saw something for a second on my EO, and then it went away, and it kind of looked like, I guess the guy hit the mountain. He had to have.
Yep, I think he got shot down. Now this guy here, this guy's going to come back and torture us. That's the guy to our
Yeah, so right
1 o'clock.
Yeah, right about here, you were calling out somebody visually off your nose. You could see him way, way out in the distance, and I was out to your right by 5 or 10 nautical miles. I could also see the cons. You called out, go ahead and shoot, and once I figured out the ranging, I was a little bit outside of weapons engagement zone, so I checked F10 real quick and saw that you were directly underneath of him pretty much. And I just said, go ahead and take the shot here. You might as well since you're underneath, and yeah, the story unfolds right here.
Right, so at this point, I know this guy's in front of me. I know he's high. Now, I see the Phoenixes launching over me, which means that he's supporting them with his radar. So he's not going to be looking down. So I pull up, climb towards him, get him locked, IFF, and he was diving so quickly here at such a rapid turn that I had to send 73 at him.
Beautiful shot.
Boom.
Nice rear aspect. Didn't stand a chance.
Nope, he had no idea.
F14. Look at that sexy beast.
Sexy beast indeed. Now, I'm flying right over you here, so we're setting up almost a chainsaw here. That's when one plane's facing one way, one's facing the other way. Brock calls are telling us somebody's coming in from Beslan, but here as I make my turn, I get RWR because there's a missile inbound, and I see cons from the east down the canyon, and I turn away right away, and I think I shouted to that, uh-oh, we're about to get pinched from the east.
Yes, this was major, this was butt pucker central right here. Once I rounded the corner after he made that call, I saw all the smoke out in the distance and was like, nope. I did an about face.
Yep, there's 4 missiles out from what looks like an F-16 or an F-18 perhaps. He's pushing in on me. I think you couldn't see him because he was coming through, and I ate 1 missile. I go down. Now as soon as I call that I'm down, I think you pick him up at this point. So you come back around and start looking for him. You
said you got hit, so I turned to engage your last position, and as soon as I popped over the hill, I got a lock. Quickly IFF. Enemy.
There's a first
Bang.
missile, second missile, 277s, and right in front of you, the F-14 that you're about to shoot down has just splashed that other hostile. So he lost some points there by killing a friendly.
Yep. Little fratricide action for some panic, so we'll take that.
2 for 1. Now here's a high flyer.
This was a quick call out. I was actually already thinking about going back. I had cleared my mind to start my egress, head back home, and he called this guy out right above me. So I was already somewhat quick, so I just engaged burner and gained some speed, got the missile as quick as I possibly could without getting up too high and getting caught with my pants down near the SAM sites in Beslan.
And then look at that, you're right back on the deck. As soon as the missile
right
left your
on the
wing,
deck.
you're gone back right down the valley.
And home I go. Right in here, you said, you're like, hey dude, good flying, but you still have your fuel tank on, so,
hey.
Yeah, right here I dropped it.
You weren't planning to get into any dogfights. You're like...
Well, you were in control for a little bit, so...
there goes the tank.
I was along for a ride. Yep, there she goes. Bye, tank.
And
dropped
I think
it right in that lake back there.
1,500 liters, right?
Yep, I had plenty of fuel. I
So
was actually doing pretty good with that.
the Georgian farmers can take your tank and make it into a wine casket.
Yes, this is true.
Now, what are your thoughts on the flying the 29 here? Any feedback for those who are watching the video as you're flying back here? Top 3 tips.
Those top 3 tips, be efficient with the radar, number 1. Just know that you have to turn that thing on and off, no matter what. Every person you lock, it could be a friendly or an enemy, but you have to turn your radar on to IFF. That's first and foremost with this thing, because it has no data link. Second tip, I would say, is really manage your fuel with it, and if you do, it will it will actually perform a lot better than you think it will. I notice a lot of people in Growling Sidewinder or just in DCS in general, even in PvE servers, a lot of people fly around with full afterburner engaged, and it's not about that. If you actually learn to manage your fuel properly and learn the map, learn how to traverse, manage your fuel, this jet can't be beat. And number 3 is secondly, just don't be scared of it. Just give it a shot. It's fun. It's a great jet to fly.
And I can definitely echo on the fun factor, but on the fuel factor. So right now, if you're watching Cypher's flight, he's coming back low. Now here it's not as fuel efficient as up high, but you can still get about 150 miles of action time plus about 5 minutes of afterburner if you're low. Now, unlike the 27, there's actually a number above your fuel gauges which tells you what's your available distance that you can fly, which gives you an idea of your efficiency. So if you climb up to, say, 21,000 feet, that's about 7,000 meters or above, and you're not an afterburner, I get a report of a range of 350 miles, which is insane for this little
Yeah,
plane.
that's extremely fuel efficient.
And
I did at this point. At this point here, I know almost that there's nobody behind me. I kind of know that because we were just right there by their base, and I wasn't like getting any RWR pings while I was engaging the last guy. So here I'm just kind of chilling, and once I know I'm far enough back, I see this friendly over on TAC view on the right. I see the friendly ingressing towards me. So here immediately you can see I'm not down in the crack anymore. I'm already starting to sort of gain some altitude. And right as I know he's going to cover my 6, I'm just going to immediately go into a climb, get into full burner, get this thing going as quick as possible, get up to as high as I can, and try to get this thing as efficient as possible to get back to base without using as much fuel as possible. And this thing will do that. It will travel 200 kilometers on 1,000 what is that, kilograms?
Yep, 1,000 kilograms of fuel.
Yep, it'll easily do that if you can climb out properly, get the correct climb profile with it. It will more than likely sail the entire map. You can glide it.
Let's see if I can find that
glide the plane.
component here. So there you go. This is you coming back in, and there you go. Just to bring it back. I think at this point I was like double daring you. I was like, go up and do Mach 2.
Yeah, you were saying go Mach 2, go Mach 2. Do it, you won't. I was like, dude, I don't have that much fuel. And good thing that I didn't, because when I did get back, I only had 220 kilograms of fuel left. Like, it wasn't much.
Now here's the catch, though.
I was stuck in fumes.
Now you're flying nice and slow here. This is what I was daring you to do Mach 2, and I was like, there's only 5 minutes left on the server. You were still 60 miles, so you ditch all your missiles.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So you go full burner and you start climbing up to altitude.
Yep, here's the climb out.
Now there's people dying next to you over there. I don't know who splashed who, but so now you're over the open valley. So you're not dealing with the with anybody from. Actually, you can get surrounded here. You can from the west or the north.
Indeed.
But 5 minutes left. At one point, I think you broke Mach 1.8, or you pulled up pretty close to it.
Yeah, I was up to Mach 1.8, almost Mach 2 when I let out a throttle.
And you're blasting along. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's get this.
So quick, dude.
And then you're coming in for the landing. So let's watch this landing, because I'm gonna make fun of you there. There we go. I was playing with the angles. So your approach, you're coming in over the lake. There's your air brake popping out.
Beautiful jet. Love the lines on it. It's aggressive.
Now, do you come into mill here, or just come out of going to idle?
I'm completely in idle right here. Like I've exhausted everything as far as energy. I'm just basically at this point I'm at the mercy of slowing down quick enough to be able to land. Like I can't get out of it.
You're coming down one way or another.
I didn't have enough fuel to bolster or anything like that, so.
There's a 27 to a Cobra over you. In the background there. Here comes a touchdown. Beautiful. Nothing's on
Thank you,
fire.
sir.
Nothing's broken. Better than I
Little
do.
wheelie for style of points.
Yep, and now here comes the desync. So now 1 minute.
Uh-oh. This is when the server started resetting right here. Look.
I was like, that
I'm
was
gonna
great.
start doing some weird stuff. There it goes, look.
You get maximum points for that, especially with the debris shields up.
Aileron stall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm riding on the aileron. That's awesome.
So there you have it.
And there's a GS flight, folks, in the Mig-29 featuring Plasma 29 and RS Cypher.
And don't be afraid of the 29.
It's an awesome jet, folks.